It is 1 p.m. 1:35 to be exact, and I'm engaging in some classical American pastimes such as drinking and smoking and self-loathing. And the reason I'm doing this, outdoors notably, is because I'm home alone. For the first time in my life, I have the house completely to myself for the next 2 days, or at least until Saturday. So, I'm doing shit I normally wouldn't do. Now, that isn't to say I necessarily enjoy the things I'm doing. Truthfully, I don't even really want to drink right now. It's too fucking early for this shit. But it's nice, it's sunny out, I might as well. So, whiskey. Johnny Walker Black Label. Really, usually I don't really have a good taste for alcohol. Usually it all just tastes the same to me. This brand of whiskey though is really good. I'm not going to get too much into it. What I mostly want to talk about is freedom. Now, let me light this up real quick. And the reason I'm talking about freedom is because I've never been so free in my life. I'm sitting in the pool, or at least I'm sitting by the pool of my own house. That's the sound of water you hear. Just enjoying myself, and it's... I got to relight it. And then, there we go. Okay. So anyways, most of my life, not most of my life, but for a while, I've been living in this house with 4 other people, pretty much locked in my room because I hate all my relatives. I don't really feel like talking to them. To actually be able to just roam around my house aimlessly is actually like a sense of freedom I've never really experienced. It's actually quite nice. I'm not even inhaling into the lungs, I just like the taste at this point. But, yeah, that was something I kind of realized a bit ago, because I always inhaled into my lungs. I always fucking hated it, because, frankly, I don't really like nicotine that much. But I love the taste of cigarettes. So I just stopped inhaling into my lungs. I only inhale into my mouth now. I fucking love the taste of cigarettes. Now, truthfully, it's still not good for you, or at least your mouth, right? Your lungs will be saved, but your mouth, you're still exposing your mouth to carcinogens and all that shit. So, not risk-free. Don't condone it, but it's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get this fucking... I'm gonna hold this shit with my left hand, get the smoke out of my face. Now, I tried being cool. I don't know, it's peaceful out here. And I wanted to record this video to share the moment with you at home. I'm free. Left hand. Like, you just don't really get to experience the joys of life when you live with 4 other people, and if you leave your room, you are forced into a fucking side quest by some old delusional bastard. You don't really get to live life to its fullest potential when that's happening. Right now, at this very moment, right now, I'm living life to its absolute maximum. I'm having friends over later. Last night I was fucking... Jitil has this like sound bar on the TV that's really nice. I was blasting that shit. The master bathroom is bigger than like most bedrooms. I went in there at a nice ass hot bath yesterday, and they don't get back until Saturday, and it's Thursday. So I got today, tomorrow, and then Saturday morning, and then they get home. It's just peaceful. If I want to, I mean, I'm not going to because I don't want to. But if I wanted to, I could go jump in the pool right now. Right? I think that's what, I honestly think life is really about. Life is about doing shit you normally would not do. Obviously, there's exceptions to this. Drugs. Don't do most drugs. You can do weed. Weed's good. But don't do heroin. Don't. Anything with a needle. No needles. But I'm saying, like, I mean more so in regards to what I'm doing right now. It is 1:40 p.m. on a Thursday. And I'm drinking whiskey and having a cigarette. Normally, I would never do this. Normally, this is... Because why would I, right? It's 2 p.m. out, and I don't really even like alcohol that much. I think weed is just the superior intoxicant. But... you just... I don't know. You gotta do things you normally won't do. I have my PS5 set up in the living room. Giant, like, 80-inch TV, flat screen. Super nice. I never really noticed how bad the sound quality is on my TV until I listened... Until I listened to music on this TV, because there's a sound bar, right? It's not the actual TV, it's a sound bar. But it's just so, like, thumpy. I don't really know how to describe it. Well, I do know how to describe it. I just did describe it. Thumpy. There's so much more, like, bass. I don't actually think I can ever use my other TV ever again. I need a sound bar now. The one thing I don't like about cigarettes is, if you're smoking one and the wind blows in your face, that means the smoke is also going directly into your eyes, and that's not very fun, right? Especially when you're trying to hold it, right? You want it, like, it's just annoying. Like, I'll be holding it like this and the wind will change, it'll blow in my fucking face, and now I gotta hold it over here, or hold it up high or something. It's just, I don't know, it's inconvenient. There's a bird over there. Looks like a dodo. I didn't really have much to talk about. I kind of just wanted to fill you in on how I'm doing. Because I'm doing fucking amazing. I've been trying to come back on the weed. That is one thing I kind of like got out of hand. I've been smoking far too much weed. And it is kind of ironic. The one time the one time I had the entire house to myself, now I decided to stop smoking weed. But it's what I did. I haven't smoked yesterday. I haven't smoked today. And I'm probably not going to smoke tomorrow. And I'm not saying I'm quitting. I don't want to quit. I just flicked the ash all over my fucking self. I'm going to wait for that to... Everything's fine. I'm going to put this out because I don't want the rest of it. Also, frankly, when you get to the end of a cigarette, the taste gets much worse because it's hotter. because there's less, I guess, space for the smoke to travel when it's this long versus when it's this long. So it just burns your mouth kind of, and you can't really taste it. And I pretty much exclusively smoke for the taste, so. Even before, when I did inhale into my lungs, I very rarely ever smoked the entire cigarette. I would usually get like halfway, maybe a little more than halfway, and then I would toss it. Because they're just too much. They're too, I can't leave this here because this is my grandma's ashtray. And, I smoke a different brand of cigarette from her. She smokes Marlboros. I smoke American Spirits. So she sees one in here with the orange, mouthpiece thing, because Marlboros are white. So she sees one with the orange. She's gonna be like, "Whose fucking cigarette is that?" Because my mom, nobody in the house smokes American Spirits besides me. But they don't know that. My mom smokes Marlboros, just doesn't drink, or just doesn't smoke. And then Tita smokes Marlboros. I'm the only one who smokes American Spirits. So if I leave this here, it's incredibly suspect, because they're gonna come home and be like, "Hey, whose fucking cigarette is this?" So, can't leave it here. I'm gonna leave it right on the edge of the bowl, and I'm going to toss it when this video is done. Now, I always liked American Spirits just because, Marlboro, I never liked Marlboros that much. I always found them to be kind of, they don't taste the same. It just doesn't, there's no flavor, if you understand. Like, it just kind of tastes bland. American Spirits have, like, actual, like, flavor to them. Now, obviously, if you're just if you just want nicotine, right, Marlboros or whatever, right? Maybe you don't even want the taste. Maybe you just want straight nicotine. Then yeah, sure, get a pack of Marlboros. But American Spirits are much more defined, I guess. I don't know, they're just nicer. I never liked Marlboros that much. If offered one, I would take it. I don't think they're bad. I just think American Spirits are better. My Uncle John died about a week ago. Not a week ago. He died Sunday. It's Thursday, so 4 days ago. I was never that close with him. Never. But I did kind of know about him. I knew he was a lot like me. And, you know, I ain't necessarily got no regrets about it. But, I had somewhat of a premonition because his wife died. And there are a couple things I know about Uncle John, despite never having talked to him that much. And there are two things I know about him. And it's A, that he is much like me in a lot of ways. And B, that that man cannot live without his wife. So, when I heard the news that his wife had died, I had somewhat of a premonition that he was going to kill himself. That he was going to die. And I thought about calling him. I did. But for whatever reason, I decided against it. About 2 hours after I elected to not call him, they found him overdosed on Xanax. An amount of Xanax that it wasn't accidental. He killed himself. He swallowed a bottle of Xanax and killed himself. And I don't necessarily feel guilty about it. I know it's not particularly my fault, but I don't know, it's just been striking me the wrong way. I feel, I don't feel guilt. I know it's not my fault. And I don't necessarily feel remorse because I feel a little remorseful because, I wasn't that close with him, but I still knew the guy. But I've just been down. The past couple days, I've just been down. Having the house to myself is really just what I needed. I don't know, I've just been anxious. Before I started smoking weed, my psychiatrist told me that I'm anxious, I have anxiety. And I told him, I was like, what? Because I didn't believe it. I never really noticed it, if that makes sense. When I think anxiety, I think people like shaking, people like batting their eyes around the room, like sweating bullets 24/7. That's what I think of anxiety. So when he told me I have anxiety, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? But after I started smoking weed, I'm kind of seeing it, because the only time I'm ever truly and fully 100% relaxed is when I'm smoking weed. Whether for better or worse, that's the truth. That's the only time I'm 100% relaxed. And when I stop for a bit, it's not like intolerable, but I do notice that I am kind of anxious. I do overthink certain things. And I think this is one of those things I'm overthinking. I think I'm overthinking the death of my uncle, because I don't know. I feel like I'm overthinking it, but in the wrong ways. If that makes sense. Like, it's just, I'm not necessarily thinking about it, but it just kind of comes into whatever I'm thinking about. Like, I'll be thinking about something else, and then I'll be reminded of, what happened, and I'll just get kind of like shaky. I'll get a little, I get a little anxious. My leg's bouncing right now. I don't know. Anxiety is just, I didn't really realize I had it until, my psychiatrist told me. And obviously smoking weed every single day isn't good for you, right? It's not. My neighbor's doing his lawn. He's getting kind of close. I don't really want to talk about such personal matters with him right here, because it's mesh. You can't see, but I'm outdoors. Oh no, he's walking away. Okay, he's gone. Never mind. So, anyway, smoking weed every day obviously ain't good for you, right? Real bad. But I don't know what else to do. Obviously I've stopped the past couple days, but it's just kind of like, it just feels like a temporary solution. Like, I'm just taking a break and I'm going to go back to smoking every single day. I need to kind of find a middle point in that, but I've failed to previously. Because what I do, right, is I smoke every day. I smoke every single day for a week. I smoke my brains out, and then I stop for a week. Right? Not necessarily out of choice, but just because I don't want to. Like, I'm tired of smoking weed. I smoked every day for a week. I don't want to smoke weed no more. But recently, I've been coming into a bit of a problem where I don't want to stop. And, it's pretty rough. Right now, I'm not quivering, shaking, God, I need weed, but it's just kind of, I don't know, I just feel kind of empty. Whatever I'm doing, anything, it could be literally anything. The first thing that'll pop into my head is, damn, this would be so much better if I had some weed right now. Watching a movie, weed. Eating some food, weed. Breathing, weed, anything. Just, the solution is only smoking weed, right? And it's just not, like I said, it's not necessarily that I want it. It's just always so, what's the word? It's just very dependable for, not dependable is the wrong word, but, it's very convenient, I guess. Like, there's no, like, it's not like it's not like alcohol. Like, you're not gonna get a hangover, right? You're not gonna get a hangover. You're gonna feel just fine the next day. As a matter of fact, you'll probably feel just fine later that same day, right? So long as you drink a decent amount of water, sober up and everything, eat properly. Like, it's just so convenient. It's not necessarily, there's no why to why I smoke weed, right? There's no reason to it, but there's no why not. Do you understand? Like, there's no real good reason to stop, I guess. And that's obviously long term. Obviously, long term, smoking weed every day is not good for you. I said that already. But when you're kind of this far in, the mentality kind of turns into like, oh, what's one more gonna do? What's one more hit gonna do? I've already taken 1 million. What's one more gonna do? And like I said, it's not really an active effort to quit. It's more just like I'm trying to change my mindset about how I tackle weed, I suppose, because I do think it has its uses. I do think it is a very good tool for, obviously it's different for everyone, but for me personally, I kind of tend to use it more as a tool rather than recreationally, because when I do smoke, like, obviously all the circumstances I just gave you, about like, wanting to eat when or wanting to smoke when you're eating, wanting to smoke when you're watching a movie. Obviously, that's great and all, but I suppose the way I see it and the way it serves me are very different. I see it as, in the moment when like I'm sitting down and I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about it recreationally. I'm thinking about, damn, this will be fun. But truthfully, it's more of a tool. It's more of a, because when I smoke and I'm able to just really mellow out, I think about things I never would have thought about before. In new perspectives that I never even would have imagined. And it's very useful. It's very, very, very useful. One such example of this is porn. When I smoke weed, right? Alright, let me give you. When I'm not smoking weed, I watch a lot of porn, right? It's becoming somewhat of a problem. I'm starting to admit that. And when I'm off it, I'm like, damn, I gotta fucking watch it. Like, I have to. Obviously, if I'm out, I'm not even thinking about it. But when I get home, I'm just laying in bed doing nothing. That's when it hits me, right? And I can't help but give in. When I'm smoking weed though, it's like the easiest thing ever. I literally just say no to myself. I think about it, and I'm just like, why? What purpose is that going to serve you? And then I don't fucking do it. It's a brilliant tool. It's just, I feel I'm misusing it. And I feel it would be much more beneficial for me if I stopped misusing it, because smoking every day ain't good. So I think my solution is, I'm going to stop smoking recreationally unless I'm doing so with other people. And I say recreationally, right? Now, there are times I will smoke that aren't recreational, when I really need time to think. And that I can do alone. That I can do in my own time. I don't gotta be there with friends. And that is I'm going to reserve specifically for circumstances where I feel like I'm stuck in a rut, where there's something on my mind that is bothering me, but I can't really figure out why, then I'll smoke some weed. But if we're talking straight recreational use, I don't think I'm ever gonna do it again alone, because it doesn't even really satisfy me smoking recreationally alone. Obviously, it's cool for a bit. It is cool for a bit, but after like, I don't know, it's kind of funny. The way you feel while high is very dependent on how you feel about your usage of weed. And what I mean by that is, if you are ashamed of the fact that you're smoking weed right now, you're not gonna have a good high. You're going to be very fucking anxious. Obviously, when you first, take that first hit for the first couple, maybe for the first hour, you're gonna be all sunshine and rainbows. But slowly but surely, the anxiety is gonna creep in. Like, damn, why am I smoking right now? It's 2 p.m. on a Saturday, whatever. What the fuck am I doing with my life? I hate myself, right? You go into this kind of spiral of self-loathing. But I feel when you are able to properly moderate yourself and you no longer become ashamed of your usage of weed, it becomes much more insightful, right? It's like I would compare it to a hammer and a nail, right? The nail is the problem, right? Whatever problem you have in your life. It could be a girl, it could be money, it could be literally any problem you have in your life that's on your mind, right? And you put this nail down, and you bring out your hammer. The hammer is weed, right? Now obviously, you hit the nail down, right? Till it's nice and flush. But if you keep hitting it, you're gonna break the fucking plank of wood you're nailing it into, right? You gotta find a balance, right? You gotta stop at the right time. And I think that's something I'm coming to realize, thankfully, because I don't know what would have happened if I just kept smoking weed every day. I do think weed is something every single person should try at least once in their life. I think it is incredibly useful. But like anything else in the world, don't overdo it. I suppose that's my message. Don't overdo it. Because I overdid it. I am overdoing it. But I'm coming back. I'm trying to be better. But when I was overdoing it, now let me talk about the consequences of overdoing it, because I feel like I didn't really go into it that much, right? I was talking about anxiety and everything. But how does it affect you when you're not smoking? Well, a couple of things. I'm more socially awkward. That was a thing I noticed. I find it much harder to talk to people now. Thankfully, over the past 2 days has improved because I haven't been smoking weed. But yeah, social anxiety, that was definitely part of it. Just general loss of self-esteem because, I don't know what that dumb bitch is yelling at or barking at. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyways, where was I? I was talking about overdoing it, right? And the consequences. Social anxiety. Social anxiety, generally I just feel dumber. It's very weird because weed, when used in moderation, actually makes me feel smarter. I feel much smarter when I'm smoking weed on a moderate amount, right? However, when I'm smoking every single fucking day, I feel so fucking stupid. Even now I feel kind of dumb. And it's coming back to me, right? I'm regaining my mental prowess. But I don't know, man. I just felt so fucking stupid for a while. I actually felt like the biggest fucking idiot. I don't know. I really got nothing else to talk about. I guess I'm ending the video here. Thanks for watching.